Welcome back to another episode of Beerly Out of Bounds. This one we're going to be doing it a little differently today. It's a beautiful evening here in Gainesville, Georgia. The moon is shining, the stars are out, and we're going to break down the 88th running of the Masters as a major championship. Joined with me here in the booth, we have Zane Smith. How are you doing tonight, Zane?
I hate this. You didn't even prompt me for this. I hate this so much. First off, this ain't even the Masters theme.
I can't. That's copyrighted.
Okay. This is bad. I'm just letting you know. This is terrible.
How you doing, Zane?
I'm doing great. I got to watch some great Masters footage today, broadcast coverage, and my groups. You can turn that music off, by the way. That is really annoying.
We're almost out of the intro. Continue.
Please stop. So anyway, but thank you. But with the Masters coverage, some good coverage. And it was, I tell you what, today was entertaining. I don't know if you got a chance. Well, obviously you got a chance to watch today's coverage. It was way up. It got a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of people moving back and forth on the leaderboard. It was very geometric. A lot of scorecards are geometric. Catch that one. And yeah, so I'm sitting right here ready to talk about it with another bullfrog. That's the name. It's not a toad. I'm not talking about the animal kingdom. Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, you're ready to talk about what are you drinking tonight?
Well, Zane, I'm glad you asked. Today, I'm
everybody dislike this video. Everybody thumbs down.
Tonight I'll be drinking another Lone Star original beer. It's the last one I have. After I finish this one, I'll be having a Guinness, which, as we know, is a huge shout out to Ireland. Yeah, a lot of ups and downs today. The players were really tested out there. Wind got up in the afternoon, caused some scoring issues for a lot of people. Some people moved back, and some people moved up. Pretty tight leaderboard at the top. A lot of things can happen this coming Sunday. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay.
Why? Just why?
So, interesting matches, like you talked about, Zane. Very geometric day for a lot of people. Pretty much the only one that I saw that played fairly consistently, and when I say fairly consistent, I mean like not a lot of red or green on the scorecard. It was Max Homa. He only had 2 non-pars, I believe.
Yep.
A birdie and a bogey, which and that's a heck of a round for the course that they were playing out there today. But before let's go ahead and break down how we got to where we're at right now. Round 1, Bryson DeChambeau comes out and fires a 7 under 65 to tie for the lead, I believe it was, with Scheffler and who's tied with him? It's just Scheffler, right?
I think it was just Scheffler that first day after the first round.
So after the first round, it's just Scheffler and DeChambeau at the top. They both go out, shoot a 1 over day 2, bring it back to 6. Homa pushes to tie him at 6. And so we have a 3-way tie going into the third round. A lot of notable names missing the cut. And we can't forget, we got a lot of people that, were really excited about playing this weekend. A lot of people really excited about getting their opportunity to show what they can do, Zane. And, the great thing about showing what you can do, typically you don't have to try and put others down to do so, but some people do. And it's great when they do, and then they end up missing the cut. Shout out to Wyndham Clark.
We got 54 holes, and
love this.
We only play 54, so I like my chances. We got a lot of golf left, and yeah, I mean, as you can see, someone shot 7 under. I could do that tomorrow. So.
By the way, DeChambeau was in solo lead. I just was looking.
Oh, he was? Did Scheffler hadn't finished his round yet, though, correct?
What do you mean? Whenever he finished? Yeah.
Whenever yeah,
he hadn't finished, so he needed to finish the following day.
Yeah. I think he got to 7 under after round 1, technically.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, Scheffler shot 66.
Okay. My bad.
Yep.
Anyway, so Wyndham Clark was excited because he had 54 holes left. Turns out he was only playing 36 this weekend, going home early. Talk about egg on your face, dude.
Well, I just love the just desserts, and we'll go over some more just desserts later. But yeah, that stuff like that, I don't have any patience for it, to be quite honest with you. Like I told you before, it'd be one thing if he was just using it as like a funny moment, you know? Like go back, play it one more time for the audience. It's only 15 seconds. Play it one more time for the audience.
Yeah, we got 54 holes. You know,
turn it up a little bit.
In live golf, they only play 54, so I like my chances. We got a lot of golf left, and yeah, I mean, as you can see, someone shot 7 under. I could do that tomorrow. So
that's exactly. So yeah, whenever he said, holes,
you know,
whenever he said someone shot 7 under, and he doesn't even have like can't even say Bryson's name because it's like. He went to live. It's like Voldemort.
It's taboo.
You know, you say his name, he becomes more powerful, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know, 100%. It's just like, get over yourself. You know, like get over yourself. You're
that's
good.
Been his thing lately. I mean, he can't get over himself. I mean, that's literally it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yep.
He looks like a clown.
He does. 100%. 100%. And yeah, and speaking of clowns, I don't know if you also saw this. I can go ahead and share it. I don't know if you were planning on doing it anyway. Let's go ahead and play this. There's a lot of clowns this week. But here we go. Let me go ahead and hit that and then share it. Share screen. Bango. All right, here it is. So let's go ahead and watch this real quick. So this is for people that don't know. This is Zach Johnson. He's putting for double bogey, so he made triple.
Yeah.
On the hole 12, playing really difficult, super difficult. So, and this was the second day, so he needed to make the cut. Obviously, cut ended up being 6 over. He didn't end up making the cut. He needed to have a good showing on the last few holes, and this was the beginning of the downfall.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, probably a little bit earlier in the day too, but here we go. You ready? So here, let's go ahead and play it.
So that tap in for triple bogey at the 12th.
You hear cheering.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Here's some choice words.
There's some choice words there. Choice words there. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you said F off to the patrons.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. That's not a good look.
It's not.
That wouldn't be a good look for Brooksy. It's especially not good for a guy who's Mr. Jesus, my Savior, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good look. You know?
100%.
You made triple bogey, just move on. And we all get frustrated sometimes. That's actually not where it's like so bad. Mm-hmm. But then later on, this is at the end of the round. This is after.
I got it pulled up.
Oh, you got it pulled up after the round.
He was starting to get some heat.
Yeah, he's starting to get heat from Twitter and
and stuff for doing that. And this is his response.
Rightfully so, by the way. Can we just say that?
Yeah, rightfully so. Absolutely.
What is that? What are they saying that I did or said or? It's being reported that you swore in some of the patrons. That I swore at the patrons. That's laughable.
Pause it.
That's completely laughable. I can't hear the patrons.
Okay, so you hear what he says there.
Yeah.
He says, so he goes to deny He goes, that's laughable. That's completely laughable. Then he goes on to saying I can't possibly have because I can't hear the patrons. Keep playing.
Patrons, number one. Number two, I just made a triple bogey on the 12th hole that evidently is going to make me miss the cut, which at the time I kind of knew was pretty sensitive
Pause.
in the sense that I needed it.
So now he's recognizing it's like, okay, if it was me, if I did
If I did do it,
if I
shout out
did
to
do
OJ.
it, I was mad. You know, go and
If
play
I
it.
did it,
Keep going. It gets better. It gets better.
Keep making pars. If I've said anything, which I'm not going to deny, especially if it's on camera, one, I apologize, and two, is fully directed towards myself entirely because I can't hear anything behind me.
Pause. You can definitely hear.
believe you.
You know how I know he could hear the crowd?
Yeah,
Because we can hear the crowd.
yeah,
And the mics are there on the green.
yeah. So here's the thing. It's like, number one, oh, I can't hear the crowd.
I can't hear the crowd.
Why wouldn't you be able to hear the crowd? Do you have like hearing?
What would stop you?
If
Yeah,
there's
what
a
would
hearing
stop you?
issue, then
It's
it didn't
windy.
exist at the Waste Management because he literally yelled at the crowd in the Waste Management for
Yeah.
saying that he sucked at being a Ryder Cup captain, which is straight
Which he
facts.
did. Just spitting facts.
Yeah, just spitting facts. But now he can't hear the crowd. Like it's clear that he could, because he didn't say what he said after missing the putt. He didn't say it after tapping in. He did it after the crowd cheered after he tapped in for triple bogey.
Exactly. The timing just throws his whole excuse out the window.
Yeah.
I can't hear them. You literally said it after the cheers.
Which is about
And
2
yeah.
seconds after you tapped in, picked your ball out of the hole.
And yeah, I get it. Not kind of uncouth to be cheering. You know, I get it.
Well, here's the thing.
But here's the deal. Here's what and this is what I told Dad too, is if you're going, everybody gets mad. Everybody makes mistakes. I won't even be mad about that. But here's all you have to say. Yeah, I said it. Thinking back on it, probably shouldn't have said it. You know, but we all do things that we regret, and you know, passion got the best of me.
Yeah.
And it's done. It's
Yeah.
squashed.
Yeah.
It's squashed.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like whenever he must have told Jordan to change clubs on that Ryder Cup hole.
Yeah.
You know, to the 3-wood instead of the driver, which is the reason he hit it in the water, is because he took 3-wood out for no reason.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. He talks with Jordan, and then he has the gall to afterwards say, I didn't tell him to use any club. Wouldn't even tell you what the advice was.
Well, what'd you tell him?
Yeah, he didn't. He wouldn't even say, here's what you do in that situation. Let's say he didn't tell him to use 3-wood. Let's say he was just asking questions. He could have just, I just asked Jordan if he knew what the wind was doing. And, you know, I thought it was downwind, so I told him that. And, you know, he must have took the 3-wood because he thought that was his best chance.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
He's becoming, again, I used to love Zach Johnson. He's
Same.
where it's the guy, like you have his namesake, but it used to be like, this is a underdog. This is the guy to root for. He's the guy only hitting it as far as me, you know, or shorter in some cases. It's like, I want him in. But he's becoming like worm-like, you know, like squirmy. It's like little things under the surface where it's like, what are we doing? Like, and then lying to himself and the media after the Ryder Cup, saying like how this was the best possible team, just lying to himself, lying to everybody, and saying like, this is the best possible team I could have put out there. And it's just not true by any statistics, any measure. I know we're still upset about the Ryder Cup, But by any statistics and any measure, it is not the best people you could have put out there. And again, I don't mean to rehash the Ryder Cup. We have a whole thing where we bash him for his picks during the Ryder Cup and his coaching style and stuff like that. But that's all to say that it's been a pattern recently. And I don't know what's going on in his personal life to have this. It never seemed to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But let's talk a little bit, because he mentioned the cut line. Let's talk a little bit about the weirdness that the cut line was going through that final day. Everyone was going over par. So at one point
Friday,
it was 3
Friday.
over. Yeah. Late. Yep. Like I think at like 2:00 on Friday, the cut line was at like 2 over. Then it moved to 3. And then about 4:00, it moved to 4 over. And then it quickly went 5, 6.
Yeah.
Fast. And the crazy thing is if Wyndham Clark down the stretch, he basically had the ball in his hands. He could have made the cut line 5.
Yep.
He had to birdie one of the last 2 holes, but instead he goes bogey par and misses out on the weekend at the Masters because he's a choker and terrible.
I don't think he's a choker. I mean, I think that's a little bit of, resentment.
That's me taking shots.
Yeah.
Do you think so? So a lot of notable names missed the cut.
A lot of them.
Dustin Johnson's one of them. You also have guys like Wyndham Clark, obviously, Zach Johnson, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. A lot of notable guys.
What was the biggest surprise to you on that list?
The biggest surprise to me?
Yeah.
It's between 2.
I honestly, can tell you mine.
I'm surprised Wyndham Clark didn't make the cut.
Okay.
But Dustin Johnson also. I'm surprised he missed the cut in a way that's like weird. He missed the cut because he couldn't putt, which is not normally an issue for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not a terrible putter.
He's not a terrible putter. He looked bad this week.
Well, the weird thing for Dustin, for DJ as well, is just the sheer number.
Yeah.
I mean, that blew my mind because, after Las Vegas, in the press conferences, he was saying that this is the best he's ever played golf. And I don't know how you go from that to shooting, 10 over to miss the cut.
Now, I don't know how. To be fair, conditions on Friday were tough.
But here's the thing. Can we just all agree on this? Everybody was playing the same course.
I understand that.
So we're gonna get into other people that complain too.
Yeah.
But let's just all acknowledge it's a major.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be difficult.
Yeah.
We got us in a major, save for maybe the British Open. We've got to see you struggle. It's just how it works.
And typically the British Open, you're dealing with wind and stuff. So wind.
Yeah, and they're usually shorter. They usually are shorter. Just because of the rollout. They may not be shorter in actual length, but they're shorter in practical length.
Yeah.
So, but here's the deal, right? It's a major. It's it's nasty conditions. It's harsh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody's playing that golf course.
Yeah.
And it's not like there was a little bit of a difference between morning and afternoon, obviously, because it got up to 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe
it was
even a little
brutal
bit
in
more.
the afternoon.
I don't know if you saw, but the wind was absolutely blowing the 18 bunker up into the people's faces whenever they were putting.
Yeah.
And that should have been the moment where maybe the Masters, where the Masters membership and the committee should have probably had grounds crew go out there and water the bunkers a little bit, just to keep the sand wet enough so it's not flying in people's faces.
Yeah.
Because I can see that being an issue. However, wind has never been a thing where it's like, that's why we canceled the golf course.
Not at a major.
Guys. Sorry, guys.
It's happened a couple times at like regular PGA Tour events, but not in a major. It's never happened.
Yeah, but I mean, do you want that to be the case where we start?
No. So the only thing I was saying was Dustin Johnson he wasn't near the lead after round 1, but he was well inside the cut line.
Sure.
And then in day 2, it just seemed like the wind murdered his game.
Yeah, and it does. Like, if you're not a good wind player, it's obviously going to murder your game. That's how it works.
Yeah.
But the wind was crazy at Whistling Straits, and he almost won Whistling Straits. Not Whistling Straits. Well, he did almost win at Whistling Straits.
Yeah.
Not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about Chambers
robbed
Bay.
at Whistling Straits.
I'm actually talking about Chambers Bay. He
Yeah.
did get robbed at Whistling Straits. Maybe we go over that one day. Because that's good.
should.
That's a good piece of golf history, actually.
Yeah, he got absolutely bamboozled.
He did.
That was wild. When they came in with that ruling, I was like, are you kidding me?
It was like, you can't tell it's a bunker. It's not marked. It's not lined. Anyway,
it looks like
let's keep it on track. So at Chambers Bay, the wind was howling there too, and he played out of his mind. So it's not like we've seen him play good, and Whistling Straits has good, pretty big wind gusts. We've seen him play well with wind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just weird to me that he did shoot as high as he did.
No, yeah, I understand. And
that's
I agree.
Crazy to me. That was why it was my biggest surprise. And especially after a month ago being like, my game's in peak physical form.
Yeah.
Just pretty wild. But anyway. Anyway, was he your biggest surprise?
It was either him or Wyndham Clark. I think even though I dislike Wyndham Clark like a lot, I expected him to play better out here than he did.
Yeah.
Especially day 2. But again, I think that might have something to do with I don't think he is a good wind player. I think he throws the ball up in the air way too much to be really good in the wind.
He's played historically pretty well in the wind. So I don't know how true what you're saying is. But in majors specifically, he's played pretty well in windy conditions. The thing that blows my mind is the complaining. So I think you saw it after the round on Friday. John Rahm complained to the media saying, "I don't even know why we were out there." In fact, let me pull up the exact quote real quick, unless you have it. This is what he said. So he said, here, I'll go ahead and present it. So why not, right? If I have it, why not?
If you have it, go ahead and pull it up.
All right. There we go. So this is from Nuclear Golf, one of the best Twitter.
If you're into golf, it's the best Twitter follow.
It is the best Twitter follow you can make. So Live Golf superstar John Rahm sounds off on round 2 conditions at Augusta National Golf Club. Quote, "A couple times questioning myself why we were out there, especially when I got to 18 and saw the whole front of the green just full of sand. It's rolling a bit different. I understand they want us to finish. I can imagine they were very close to calling it a few times, especially when we were on 11 green and we were getting those massive gusts every couple minutes or so. It was extremely difficult. We got it in. Hopefully I can just make up some ground tomorrow. Yeah, you just put the ball down and it's very close to moving. It did move on a few guys. I don't know if you saw Gary Woodland.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, how long did it take us to play? Over 6 hours to play, just because they had to blow off the greens between groups. Oh, so they were out there with maintenance crews. They still needed to water the bunkers.
Yeah, you got to water the bunkers.
That, gotta water the bunkers. Yeah, and then when you get when you get to a group, people stepping back and back in. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, borderline. It was very, very close. It's about as hard of a golf course as I've seen in a very long time. And that bore out in the results, right?
Yeah.
That bore out in the results.
You don't see many cut lines at the Masters being 6 over par.
You never seen it.
Yeah.
I can't. maybe going back to whenever Bobby was playing.
I think when Zach Johnson won the Masters, what did he finish?
It was not 6 over. Zach, I can tell you right now, it was not 6 over par.
2007 Masters.
I can tell you right now, it wasn't. Here it is, Masters leaderboard. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Zach Johnson shot 289. 1 under, 1 over.
1 over 1 at the 2007 Masters. It was, I think that was another year that the wind was crazy, and Zach Johnson won because he doesn't hit the ball high. He, like, almost every one of his shots is a knockdown. I think that's why
The cut line was at 6 over.
Yeah.
It was. That was the last time it was that high. Look at that. So Fuzzy Zeller shot 2 over, 4 over. No. 2 over, 6 over. So it was 8 over par? No way.
Top 10 was 7 over at the end of the week.
It was 8 over par.
Wow.
Had to be because Fuzzy Zeller made the cut. Wow.
Yeah, 10 over was
I'm sorry.
top 10 that year.
I'm sorry. That's whoa. Rich Beam shot 71, so 1 under, 81. So that would have been 8 over. It was 8 over.
8 over was the cut.
8 over was the cut line. Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
okay.
nuts.
Well, that was definitely the last time it was that. Let's just put it that way.
That's what I was thinking because I thought he won at like 1 under or 1 over or something like that.
And weren't the conditions opposite? It was like rainy and nasty.
No. When Zach Johnson won, I believe it was that same kind of crazy wind.
Let me check. 2007.
Cool day with wind gusts reaching 33. Conditions were a factor. It was just cold and windy, is what it was.
Oh, yeah.
In the third round.
I remember that because they were all wearing sweaters.
Yeah.
I remember Zach Johnson wearing his sweater. So, yeah, I mean, theirs was even probably a little bit, obviously a little bit harder because of the cold. So, yeah, that's one of those things. But yeah, I just think, anyway, I just think that it is it's probably the lowest we might ever see again. You know, it really probably is the worst, the highest. I mean, the highest they shoot. What else did I have to share with you today? I love that meme you sent me, by the way, Brian Harmon. Gosh, what happened to him, dude?
I told you, man.
Like, what happened?
There was no chance he was going to be able to compete.
What happened? It wasn't distance. He just looked bad.
Yeah.
He just looked bad. So did Spieth. Did you see? I mean, did you get to watch Spieth at all?
A little bit, yeah. He did.
It was like It was like Army golf.
What is it with JT and folding on his last 9 before the cut at the Masters?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, he was well inside the cut line with like 6 to play. And he finished like double, bogey, double.
Yeah.
And missed the cut. It's like,
yeah, some mean guy. It wasn't me, I swear. Some mean guy on Twitter posted, everybody should stop what they're doing right now and watch JT's last 5 holes. It's amazing. Yeah. They said it's amazing. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's not nice.
Yeah.
That is not nice.
But another thing, real quick, we got to get into what happened today and the final round, where we think that's going to go.
Sure.
So today, not as windy, but still windy, and the greens were as firm and fast as I've ever seen greens at the Masters.
Today? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, they were rolling. They were rolling just as fast
Oh
as yesterday.
my gosh. They
They're
were lightning today.
Yeah. It makes you think that they might be going a little, again, not complaining. I love
Yeah.
to see these guys struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, I would literally love it for an even par win at the Masters. That would be, I wouldn't mind that at all. Here's the
I
deal,
think
though.
it depends.
Of course, it depends.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them just hitting bad golf shots.
No,
Of
I
course it
mean,
depends.
like, if anyway, continue.
What I was gonna say is, with that being said about the going low, sorry, the conditions,
Mhm.
where was I going with this?
We were talking about the speed of the greens, and you're like, they may
Oh
be
yeah,
going-
yeah. Thank you. Brain fart. So the biggest thing for me about the speed of the greens is they may have gone a little bit too far in the direction of drying them out. They have the
Yeah.
under the green system now.
Yeah.
Where it's the air puffer, they can
Yeah.
puff the air and make it as dry as they want. They might be going a little too far in that direction, honestly.
Yeah.
At least that's what it seems like to me. I don't know. Do you agree?
A little bit. I also think that they might have gone a little too far on the speed. I understand the Masters has fast greens. I understand.
Got to.
You got
They've
to.
got to be. They've
They
got to
gotta be
be
fast.
simping the 20. No, I'm just kidding.
But like
joking.
there were some putts
people.
today that I saw people hit, and I'm thinking about a couple specifically. Two that I saw Bryson hit, where I watched the putt and I'm like, there is literally zero way for you to keep that close to the hole. It hits the hole or it's 20 feet by.
Which hole?
I'm trying to remember. One was 13. Morikawa had the same exact putt, and it's just like you hit it like this, and it goes and it goes and it goes. It picks up pace down the hill. It takes off and it rolls 8 feet past, and it's like that may be a little too much.
I don't know.
And then
I have to see. Do you have the video?
I'd have
the
to
video.
look for it. I'd have to look.
You can find it on Masters.com.
Yeah,
Just
let me look it up on Masters.com. There was another one.
You can look up any shot. Which day was it?
It was today.
Then you can find it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to look for here in a second. And then there was another one on the front nine today. Bryson hit. It was the same kind of thing. I mean, it rolled half a mile a year in speed by the hole, and it rolled almost entirely off the green. And it was just like, that's just too much, in my opinion. It's just a little bit too much. Here, I have the hole.
They were wrong. I mean, I agreed with you already. They were going.
It's his third shot.
Very fast. But again, people were making amazing shots. So it's like people were draining it. Scotty chipped in on one, made a huge chip in on one.
No, I understand. I understand. It was just like, there's like a couple times where I'm like, that's just too fast. And I normally wouldn't say that, but like,
I don't know.
Watch this putt and tell me that this isn't just maybe a touch too fast.
Well, let me see.
Okay.
This is DeChambeau. DeChambeau.
Bryson for Eagle. Yeah, I know.
I mean, it looks like he just hit it too hard.
Did you not see him hit the putt?
Dude, it kind of skipped a little bit. Go back. It's still skipping. I can't tell how hard
it almost stopped.
I can't tell how hard he's hitting it.
Anyway.
It's skipping.
Maybe if it'll work, if I can get it to full screen, maybe it'll work better. Anyway, he didn't hit the putt hard. That was one of them. And then the other one, I believe, might have been hole 3. It was one of his early bogeys.
I thought you said Morikawa. I thought you said Morikawa.
Morikawa hit that. Morikawa did the same thing on that exact same hole on 13.
Yeah, I can't see.
Well, it's not up yet. This one here.
Quit moving your mouse. Yeah, I can see you barely touched it. Yeah,
Look at that thing.
that might be going a little too quick. I'm thinking you're right. Because I'm trying to think
there's
of how.
I like that. Like sometimes as like when you're at a golf course, you're hosting a major. You want to force guys to hit it in certain spots. Like that's part of it. Like I understand that. But
Sure.
at some point, like you still have, like, even if you hit it in a spot, if you're onto or next to the green, there has to be a way for you to hit it close from that spot. And it looks
Sure.
like some places on this course, you can't hit it close, even if you're 20 feet away.
Well, so number one, I just want to start off by saying that one in particular on that hole, you're right. It does look like I don't know how much softer he could have even hit that.
Yeah.
So I'll grant you that. Second thing though, Masters has always been that course that has areas, strategic areas where you cannot hit it in or you're penalized for it.
I understand that.
Okay. So I'll give you one. I'll give you an example. I didn't see anybody over there today, but there has been, and it's not really that pin location, Saturday's pin location, where it's the main issue. It's usually Sunday's pin location on hole 15, right? So whenever it's on the right side of the green, that's usually when people have the most issues. You cannot be right of the green.
Yeah.
And be okay.
Yeah.
We all know that. And so that's what I'm going to approach this with, is that in mind. This is that course that is played at every year, and it is supposed to be harder than every other course.
I understand that. My issue lies when I'm on the green and I literally can't hit a putt soft enough.
But again, like I said, you put yourself in that position. You knew that was there. You were supposed to know that was there. It is what it is. Now, I would agree with you on again, I still couldn't see how hard he hit the putt.
I just recommend everyone go watch it because.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's say on hole 13, you're right. Couldn't have hit it any softer. Rolls way by. That position, totally reasonable for you to say that. Yeah. Because he's on the middle of the green. Yeah, I get it. On the other one where he's off the green, we see those all the time. Not all the time, because there's very few green complexes that are that crazy.
Yeah.
But let's say, I'll give you an example. Golf Club of Georgia, plenty of holes where that's the case.
Okay.
Plenty of holes where that's the case. Number 9, if the pin's on the right, I don't know
which course.
Lakeside. Number 9, right side of the hole. You're gonna play it here soon in these coming weeks. So right side of the green, right? You cannot be long of the pin, because if he's got those greens rolling 12,
is that the downhill? Is that the downhill par 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can't be long there.
You can't. So that's, but that's my point. There are those holes where if you put it in the wrong position, you're penalized for it. And that to me looked like that case. Number 13, you're right, didn't look kind of unjustifiable the way it kept rolling. Assuming that you're right, assuming that he barely tapped it. I would recommend everyone go watch it. Find the Morikawa one. Just see if it's a little bit. Maybe it'll come in,
because they talked about it on the broadcast. It's like, oh, Morikawa had the same putt and he couldn't keep it. Like he just breathed on it and he hit it 8 feet past.
We'll find it and then
Okay.
we'll watch that one and we'll see.
Okay, Morikawa 13. He made a par as well. I imagine he did pretty much the same thing.
The
Bryson
same
did.
thing. Yeah.
Got it on in 2 and 3 putted.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have been doing that this week. Lots of people.
There you go.
Those greens are ferocious, but yeah, just
No, I understand. Yeah, it's basically the same spot. Hold on. Let me pause it real quick.
make
so I
sure
can
you
pull
have
it.
less tabs. Make sure you have less tabs open.
Less
That way
tabs
you're
open? Okay. I'm closing tabs, closing tabs, closing tabs, closing tabs, turning off the Wi-Fi on my phone, hacking into the CIA. All right, and we're good to go. Okay. So it's almost the exact same spot. Here we go. It's almost the exact same spot he's hitting from. Oh, wow. It skipped for me. There we go.
Yes, it did. I still can't see that.
He had a little bit less of a
moment where he
direct
hits
angle.
it. I still can't see like that. It's still like choppy.
But it just goes way by. His goes further than
I'm about to
Bryson.
look
He had a
it up.
longer putt though. But anyway, I just thought that
And that
they
was
gotta
on-
be rolling like.
And that was on Saturday.
Yeah, that was today.
That was on. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna find it myself real quick. I'm
Okay,
gonna find it myself.
but it's
So it
like
was his third shot.
I like when greens are fast. Don't get me wrong.
He could have hit
But
it
there comes a
softer.
point. Morikawa could have. Now watch
Yes.
Bryson's.
Okay, now watch Bryson's.
Bryson is much
Go to Bryson.
closer to the hole. Morikawa's coming at more of an angle. He's trying to hit it to a point
Bryson-
on the hill and kind of let the hill take it.
Okay. Bryson's still got a chance, by the way. Just letting you know.
No, I know.
He's within 4 of the
aware.
lead.
We're going to talk about it here in a second.
He could have hit it softer. I still believe that. Yeah. 100% he could have hit it softer. I'm
I don't
sorry.
think he could have, dude.
Yes, he could. 100%. I'm not even joking with you, Zach. I'm sorry. You're wrong on this. He just hit it too firm. And again, how much softer could he hit it? Yeah, he's still probably gone past the hole. There's probably no way he could leave that putt short without it staying on the hill. But he definitely could have hit it soft. 100%. 100%. So, anyway. Last thoughts.
Okay.
Thoughts. Any last thoughts? I've got one more thing to kind of show, and well, two more things to kind of show. Kind of just showing how stupid the golf media is. Just so dumb.
Go ahead and bring those up,
but
and then we can
anyway,
get into our predictions for Sunday.
Sounds good. All right. So first and foremost, obviously got to pick on him. He's my favorite human being to just make fun of in this life and the next, and that is Brandel
Brandel?
Chambly. Yeah, I have to.
Shout out
This
to
is one of the
Brandel
funny-
Chambly.
This is one of the funniest things you'll ever see in your life.
Oh, are you talking
All right.
about the? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yes.
Right when you're on a plane somewhere, right?
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's when you're on a plane somewhere, right? You're complete, you probably don't
Oh, sorry.
write your best when you have sensory blitzkrieg. Solitude is important. I mean, there is so much discovery in solitude. It is so necessary, and it is so
Everybody's got a
absent on the
drink.
driving ranges. I look down that range and I see all of these great players, and they are surrounded by sensory blitzkrieg. And I know there's a comfort in it, but at some point, somebody's got to
Again.
have the guts to say, guys, go away. I'm the genius. Leave me alone. Let me think. Let me sort this out myself. We go back and we look at the greats of all time. We're like, how are they so good under pressure? Because they didn't have sensory blitzkrieg. When when you're on a plane somewhere, right? You're in complete, you
Oh, dude.
So in that clip, do you know what he's talking about?
Yes, I can explain exactly what he's talking about. So what he's saying, and first off, it is 100% true. People need to be on their own, working on their game.
Yeah.
They need to have that time to themselves, space out. It has to happen. Number 2, right before a major is not when you do that.
Yeah.
Right before a major is not, oh, let me go to my quiet place. Like, you're trying to fine tune what your distances you're hitting,
Yeah.
what your shot shape is,
Mm-hmm.
like how much curvature you're having on your ball.
Yeah. What's the stock
Like-
right now? What's my stock today? Is it a
Yeah.
2-yard fade? Is it a 1-yard fade?
How far am I hitting this punch? Like, you got to have your people around you.
Yeah.
And what he's saying is like the Hogan crap, which is, I'm just going to go and I'm going to beat 1,000 golf balls. That's what he's saying. And this just goes to prove Brandel Chambly is an imbecile. I mean, he's just the dumbest. He is one of the dumbest human beings. He is the Stephen A. Smith of the golf world. Because he says stuff like this, and it proves to you that he's just an idiot who's pretentious and thinks he's super smart.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Look at him holding his chin.
So what he's talking about is like, so what he's, just to be clear, he's talking about like having the launch monitor out there, having the team around you, helping you dial in everything. He's calling that sensory blitzkrieg.
Yes. Well, what happened to the screen? There you go.
Yeah,
that's what he's calling sensory blitzkrieg. He's calling that sensory, and it's like, first off, you don't have to use, like, why are you using that word? Is that I've never heard of it. Is that some psychological phrase? I've never heard of it. I think he's just coming up with stuff to sound smart.
That's exactly what he's doing.
And it's just like, dude, shut your yapper.
Yeah. That's tough.
And there's a lot. So real quick, we'll get into the next thing here in a second. There's one more media moment. But can I just say, I don't know what these guys go through in order to become media members or golf commentators. It can't be a lot, because some of them are just stupid. We'll go into this next thing real quick, and then we'll talk about a couple more moments that I don't have the video for that I have to share. So this is this one right here is them talking about Bryson. This is I think the night after the cut line. Yeah. You ready? All right, here it is.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You ready?
Yeah, here. Let me pull it up. Oh.
It's still there, I think. Ready?
Yeah.
He can be great. Well, I think that's in him. I think he's very conflicted, probably inwardly, and doesn't want to really talk about losing that main stage that made him so, fulfilled when he won the U.S. Open. He doesn't have that stage now.
Who's he talking about? Rom?
Bryson.
Oh. Bryson, I can promise you this. Okay. Bryson is so much happier on Live than he was on the PGA Tour.
Oh, there's no, without a doubt.
It's not close. He gets more time to do YouTube, which he likes doing.
Yes.
He gets so much more time to get into all the intricacies of the golf swing that he gets into because he's a major nerd.
Run his own companies, build his own irons.
Yep.
Try out his own drivers, develop his own drivers.
Yeah.
Would he be able to do that on the PGA Tour?
No, he doesn't have enough time.
You don't have enough time.
Which is
so.
He loves it over there on Live. Probably more than anyone else that's moved over there.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing that bothers me most is that guy. He clearly these people are just out of touch with the golfing world. They're out of touch with the people that watch. And again, I'm not part of that world, watching a lot of YouTube golf like Bob Dove Sports and Foreplay and all these other brands. I know
don't
you
watch
do.
Foreplay, but
I know you watch like GM Golf, Good, all this. Like, I don't, okay? But I understand that it's a big part of the golf industry now.
yes.
These guys don't get that. And
No.
that's what bothers me, because they're supposed to be the people we look to give good commentating, to give good commentary about what's going on in the golf community. And they clearly haven't ever seen. He has got more views on his videos than most PGA Tour events get on any single round.
And a lot more if you don't count the golf shops that have the PGA Tour playing 24/7.
Yes, exactly.
Because every golf
Zach.
shop, guess what they have on every Thursday,
Golf
Friday,
Channel,
Saturday, Sunday? Golf Channel,
NBC, yep.
and whatever the tournament's on.
Yep, exactly. And that's my point, is that these guys are just so out of touch.
Yeah.
They're just bad. And it does boil over to their actual commentating during the round. For instance, and you mentioned it, I'm sure we'll mention it next week, but you mentioned it too about like Scotty Scheffler, like everything he does is just the best shot in the world, even if it's just a stock golf shot.
Yeah.
And it's just like, guys, that wasn't that difficult. I saw, and I kid you not, I wish I could find it, even though if I found the shot, they wouldn't have the commentary over it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what hole it was, but he had hit right into the woods and he had to hit a punch out.
Yeah.
So he tried to push it as close to the green as possible.
Yeah.
Everybody knows he doesn't want to go in the bunker.
Yeah.
He thinks that obviously if it goes in the bunker, that'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to leave it in the fairway so that he has an easier shot to that back right pin location.
Yeah.
He hits it in the bunker,
Mhm.
and then they say, and I kid you not, they say he hit it exactly where he wanted to go. That was a perfect golf shot. He wants to be in that bunker.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm losing it. I'm losing it listening to these golf commentators, not knowing a single thing about golf. It's like, no, you idiots. He was trying to leave it short. Is it the worst thing in the world it ended up in the bunker? No.
No.
It's a lot better than other places it could have gone.
Yeah.
But he's trying to leave it in the fairway, you dummies.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to hit and allow it to check and release or whatever. It's a lot easier to hit that shot than in the bunker, you dummies.
I think the thing I told you earlier this week was I'm kind of getting fed up with, and you're going to have to excuse my language, I'm getting fed up with the filleting of Scotty Scheffler. I get it. He's a great golfer, and he really is. I think that's indisputable. But
It is.
you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, guys, let's calm down. And that point hit me this week prior to the Masters starting, when I believe it was the day after we recorded our podcast. I heard I know he's the number one ranked in the world, but I feel like he's underrated. And I was like, he's plus 450 to win the Masters.
Yeah, you told me this. That's also something that was hilarious.
I was like, what are we talking about? How is he underrated? He's the best golfer on the planet Earth. And also, everyone knows that he's the best golfer on the planet
exactly.
Earth.
Exactly. It's not like when
How do
Lee
you
Westwood
underrate that?
It's not like when Lee Westwood was number one in the world,
Yeah.
where everybody was like not picking him to win.
Yeah.
It's like, no, everybody knows he's gonna win. He's plus 450.
Yeah.
He's the only one in triple digits. Everybody else is 1,000 plus 1,000 or more.
Yes.
You're exactly right on this.
I was just like, what are we talking about here? Like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in sports. Like you never. Here's the thing, too. You never saw them talk about Tiger like that. Like no one was ever like, I feel like Tiger's underrated. Because that would have been a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, that would have been stupid. Just like saying Scotty Scheffler is underrated is stupid.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And
Anyway.
then one more thing that I heard that was just I wanted to kill. I wanted to unalive myself. Was Dottie? I'm trying to remember exactly the situation, the circumstance. Oh, yes, I remember. Rory had a putt for birdie. Rory needed the putt to really put himself in contention. It was a day when obviously I think it was Friday. So it was a day when obviously birdies were premium.
Yeah.
He had about an 8-footer breaking right to left. It's right in the wheelhouse. And I kid you not, Dottie, who I love. I'm just kidding. I don't love Dottie. Dottie says, it's almost like, guys, it's almost like whenever they got like these putts for birdie and they know they have to make it, it's almost like it's to be in contention. It's almost like it makes it harder. It's almost like there's more pressure.
Almost. It's almost like that.
I died on the inside.
She's right. It is almost like that.
It's like, what? No way. You gotta be kidding me. You mean to tell me
that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
When you need to make a birdie putt, you're telling me. When you need to make a birdie putt, that's when you have the most pressure on you. Dude, I really can't. I'm telling you, and it happens. It's happening, dude. It's happening more and more, and it really makes me think like, how do they vet these people? I'd rather commentators, and this is the cool thing about my groups is I don't have to listen to commentary.
Yeah,
but I'd rather commentators say something whenever it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Brad Nessler does a pretty darn good job, even though sometimes he screws up. He's the one that screwed up, by the way. Is it Brad Nessler? Jim Nantz. He's the one that screwed up, by the way. I don't know how I mixed those guys up. They both have beautiful voices. He's the one who said the thing about like Scotty going in the bunker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. Like everybody makes mistakes, but guys, just say something whenever it needs to be said.
Yeah.
What they're doing, and I promise you this is what's happening, because we all do it from time to time with our friends. But what's happening is they try to fill in conversation with just words, and it just comes out stupid.
Yeah.
Because they're not actually formulating thoughts. They're just saying the first thing that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's get into what we think is going to happen this Sunday. Obviously, pretty tight at the top. You have Scheffler and Morikawa battling out right now at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So Scheffler at 7, Morikawa at 6. You got Homa at 5, O'Bear at 4, DeChambeau at 3, and then Schauffele, Cam Davis, and Nicholas Hogard at 2. Do you think that's pretty much the cutoff for people that have a shot at winning? Is 2 under?
2 under might be too hard to do. I was actually talking with a guy that actually invited me out to his course today to go play at Cimarron, which is a Jack Nicklaus signature design. It's up in, I think it's Cedar Park.
How'd you
Round
play?
Rock. Not good. No, I haven't played in a while, so it's obviously not good. But I was also playing with rentals, so you do with that information with what you will. I probably shot around 2 or 3 over. We only played 12 holes. But the thing is like we both agreed that 4 shots is kind of that range, within 4 shots of that leader, because obviously the leader could go backwards, but you also need to progress further than other people progress on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where there's not, again, if conditions are similar, not going to be a ton of progression. So you would need, even 4 would be hard. For DeChambeau, he'd need a spectacular round. He'd need the other guys in the leading group to fold.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because he did play such good golf that first round. But here's the thing about golf is you've got to keep it up for 4 rounds of golf.
Yeah.
And that's how the word works. So I don't feel bad for him. But at the same time, it's like I just said I feel bad for him. So I do feel bad for him in that respect. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, dude, you knew the mission.
Yeah.
You knew the assignment. So what about you?
I think 2 under has a shot, and I'll tell you why. Now, the greens are still going to be firm and fast, so that's something the players are going to have to deal with, but it is going to be the best scoring conditions they've had since day one. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to low 80s, or mid to upper 80s, and light wind out of the southwest averaging a 7 to 15 miles an hour, which is low considering what they've had to deal with this week.
That's not that low, buddy. 7 to 15?
We're dealing with 20 today. 20 to 25. So it's like, it's the best scoring conditions since day one.
Okay.
So I think there is the chance for a low number out there. Will it happen? I don't know. The greens are still extremely firm. They're only going to get firmer tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to keep them that fast, they probably will. Because why not double down at this point? But
I'd imagine so.
But if it's easier to find greens, it's going to be easier to make birdies, and lower winds makes it easier to find greens.
Sure.
So that's why I think there is a chance for a low number out there. Obviously, people that go off early are going to have a better chance to shoot those low rounds. I don't think it's going to make a difference between 2 under and 7 under. They're going to be playing in basically identical conditions. It might even be easier for those guys coming in because the wind will start to die down as the day comes to an end. But I think that 2 under has a shot just because I think there is the chance for like a 5 or 6 under out there. And I could see a lot of people shooting around even par as well, because again, greens are still firm and fast. Let's say if Scheffler loses his putter day 4, which can happen, he's done it before. There's a chance he just doesn't end up finishing well this event, or finishing out this event. I think, just based off of everything I've seen, I think Max Homa takes down this. I think he takes it down. I think Max Homa wins the Masters this year.
Okay.
The only reason being is,
why do you say that? Because the last round he was even, right? He finished even on the.
He finished 1 over today.
He finished 1 over today. So why would you think that round 4 he would do anything?
So when watching him this week, outside of Scheffler, who I'm very suspect on at this course today or this week, just because I don't know if his putting's going to be there. I'm kind of expecting him to fall off a little bit with the putter because he putted extremely well today. I just don't see him doing that twice in a row. And he shot 1 under today, putting probably the best he has all year.
Putting the best he has all year from deep.
Period. I think he putted better today than he has all year.
Okay. The reason I push back on the Homa pick is just he didn't do anything today. There was no movement.
There was no movement.
He had 1 bogey on 12.
Yeah.
The rest of the 17 holes were pars.
Yeah.
So I don't see how you see that and go, he's got momentum.
It's not momentum I'm talking about. It's
Saturday's moving day.
I understand that. There was no moving going on today except backwards, basically. The only person that moved today was Colin Morikawa.
Fair.
That's the only person that shot a good round today.
Fair.
Was Colin Morikawa. There was a couple guys that had some good rounds going. The wind picked up, and that quickly went bye-bye.
Sure.
So the fact that he was able to keep it together with how firm and fast the greens were with the wind up again, he has played, to me, I mean, seeing the 17 pars and only one bogey is almost more reassuring than seeing someone shoot 1 under with 4 birdies and 3 bogeys. Because it's showing a level of consistency, because he was not hitting every green in 2-putting. He was having to get up and down. He was having to make putts. That, to me, moving forward, I like that a lot more than I do someone who's making a lot of birdies and a lot of bogeys.
I just don't get how you pick that over Scheffler, who was also under par today. I just
explained it. I'm not going to do it again.
No, I understand you said that he can't keep the putter going. But there's some times where he doesn't look that good with the putter and sometimes where he's making bombs. So it's like, I don't know. I personally don't know where you're going with that. I think the most likely outcome is, and this has been the case other than obviously Danny Willett, most master champions come from the final grouping. That's just
true.
how it works. I think the person that has the most likelihood of winning is probably Scheffler.
That's fair.
Just because conditions are going to ease. He didn't play as well as Morikawa in the wind, but when, like you said, wind's going to die down. He's not going to have to deal with it. He's set up definitely the best for this. And I'm not just saying that for the obvious reason of he's the leader right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because, his putter's seemingly okay, if not better than it's usually been. He's still hitting great shots around the green, chip shots, pitch shots, you name it. Even after bad holes, he'll end up coming right back with a birdie or an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see how that man loses playing like he's playing right now in the lead. If he were 2 shots back, I'd agree with you. Probably not, but he's not. He's leading the Masters going into the final day whenever it's going to be the easiest conditions they've seen since Thursday. That's just that's just what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking. I do think Scheffler's the best option. Now, let's do this to finish up. Are you ready to kind of wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, cool. So really quick to finish the pod, let's do a little fun kind of bet going into, and it's not, we're not going to bet money. We're just going to bet a shot.
Why not? Let's bet money. I might be down 5 after. I might be down 5 early tomorrow. So
you might be, but
I technically up that, 5.
I owed you that 5. Yeah, I owed you that 5.
Yeah, technically up 5 still, but down 5 for the weekend.
You'll be even after this weekend. So here's the deal. Let's do this, and we can do money as well, but let's do a shot on Monday's pod. We'll pick 3 people. We'll do it in a snake draft.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do it in a snake draft.
First or second?
I'll flip a coin. You ready?
Okay.
So I've got a coin here. Heads, tails. It's a quarter.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. I want you to call heads or tails. If you pick heads, you get to choose whether you pick the first 2 picks. Or you get to. Oh, sorry.
First,
you get to choose. Yeah.
If I get the first pick or the second
pick
and third.
or second pick. Yeah,
Okay.
Second and third. You ready?
Yeah. Heads.
Heads it is.
Okay, I want second and third.
Okay, you want second and third.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pick Scheffler.
Alrighty, I'm going to go Morikawa and Homa.
That's we're just going down the leaderboard. I'm going to go Aubert. Oh, dude, I get some good picks. Aubert and
There's good ones
DeChambeau.
out there.
Aubert and
DeChambeau.
Yeah. Who's your final?
My final, give me a second. Let me look at this leaderboard.
Get Chris Kirk. He just shot 4 under today.
I know
he's
what
gonna
he
go.
shot.
He's going to go 8 under tomorrow.
He's not shooting 8 under tomorrow.
Dude, how wild would that be?
He's
Dude,
not going to do it.
I would text Mason Kirk right away and just say, hey, I called it.
Dang it.
Hey, I called it.
Who do I think can go low?
I mean, I'm amazed you ain't picked him yet, to be quite honest.
So who'd you pick?
I picked DeChambeau and Ober.
Okay.
How have you not picked Schauffele yet?
I don't think he's going to go low.
He shot 200 today.
I'm aware. He also didn't play well day one.
And he's the obvious choice.
You know what? Give me
Hogard.
No.
He's your he's the next best pick. Just letting you know.
Do I get the next two? Yeah.
You just get one more because we're picking.
Oh yeah, I
3
only
guys.
get one more. Gosh, this is tough.
It's either Schauffele or Hogard. That is your 2 picks. Come on, dude. I'd pick Hogard. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, pick Hogard because he has the I mean, he is so much better at going lower than Schauffele is. He shot 67 Thursday.
I know. You know who I'm going to go with? I think this guy...
Don't pick Chris Kirk. That'd be hilarious.
No, I'm not going to pick Chris Kirk.
He shot 400 today.
I'm going to go Patrick Cantlay.
That's not a bad pick, but it's just too far out.
I don't think he's good. Wait, what are we doing? I thought we were doing scores for the final round.
No, we're doing who wins.
Oh, where they're going to finish?
Yeah, if they win. If any of those 3 people win, if your 3 if they win, you do the other person does a shot.
Oh.
And we'll do $5.
I thought this was a different game.
We'll do $5. No.
I'll do Cam Davis.
See, that's a fine pick. He shot 69 the first day.
Yeah, I think he can go low. I think he's got a better chance of going low than Schauffele. I think him and Hogard are pretty similar.
You're right. That's why whenever I said Hogard, like I really think Hogard has a chance. Because think about it. I think Hogard can put together a 500 round.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm not even just saying that. I think he
Cam
can.
Smith come from 6 back and shoot like a 8 under bar.
That'd be so cool.
It's not going to happen. It would be cool, though. It'd be cool as shit.
It would be cool, dude. That'd be awesome. But
shoot like 8 under to win by 1 over Scheffler and Morikawa.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, all right.
That's about all we have for the show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to this pregame preview of the 2024 Masters Sunday.
It sounds like the water temple in Zelda.
And I want to thank my co-host Zane for sharing these chairs, and commentating together. It's been a really swell time.
I'm the other direction.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you how much
direction.
this means. You're not on my screen, and I'm the one streaming it. So I just want to let you know it means a lot to me, and I hope to do this for years to come with you.
Get out of here. Stop.
We'll see you next time.
Plug the merch.
Oh yeah, we got to plug the merch.
Gotta plug the merch.
Actually, hold
gotta
on.
plug the merch.
The merch is great. The merch is good.
Yeah, it's
we're
great
thankful
merch.
for our food. Well, if I could get it up, Jesus.
Come on.
Technology is hard sometimes, Zane, but you know what makes it easier? Barely Out of Bounds merch, which you can find at our Teespring store, barelysports.creatorspeak.com. You got hats, hoodies, stickers, more shirts, a mug, long sleeve shirts, We got it all. A lot of different colors too. If you want to check out the website, pick what you like. Use code RETRO at checkout for 15% off your order. Ooh, I burped. And with that being said, we will see you guys next time on the next running of the pregame preview.
Yeah, get that hat. I like the hat.
The sick hat.
Give us a like, subscribe, join us next week whenever we wrap up and talk about the Masters. Let's go.